video tutorial series of the mobile computing and wireless communication. I am your instructor Varsha Dar. Let's start our lecture series. So topics to be covered in this lecture, that is authentication and security in GSM, and then we will see the GSM power control techniques. Okay, so let's start our lecture series. Now, first of all, authentication and security in GSM. GSM offers several security services using the confidential information stored in the AUC. AUC is what? Authentication Center. Where it is stored? It is stored in the GSM architecture. All of you are aware about it. There are 4 different databases we have, like VLR, SLR, AUC and EIR. Okay, so here AUC and in the individual SIM which is plugged into the arbitrary mobile station MS. SIM, that means your SIM card, that is the subscriber identity module. Now the SIM subscriber identity module stores the personal secret data and it's protected with the PIN against the unauthorized use. How is it possible? That we will see in this upcoming slide. Now it's protected with the PIN against the authorized use. For example, the secret key KI used for the authentication and encryption procedure that is stored in SIM. Okay, so in each and every SIM card, one authentication and encryption procedure is stored. So based on that, the authentication is determined. Now, the security services that is offered by the GSM, that is explained here. You can see the first is what? Access control and authentication. So first step includes the authentications of valid user of the SIM. The user needs a secret PIN to access the SIM card. Then the next step is to subscriber authentication. Okay, so first is what? Access control and authentication. Then next service is confidentiality. All the user related data is encrypted. After authentication, BTS and mobile station apply the encryptions for voice, data and signal. So that is what? Confidentiality. So next is anonymity. Anonymity, that means to provide the user anonymity, all the data is encrypted before the transmissions. So identity of the user is not known to anyone when the data is going to be transferred in the communication network. So that is anonymity. And the user identifies which would reveal an identity are not used over the air. So it prevents the anonymity, that means any other third person cannot able to know that which user is going to transfer the data. Okay, so these are the services, that is security services that is offered by the GSM. Now 3 algorithms that have been specified to provide the security services in GSM. Which are this algorithm? Let's see. Algorithm A3. Algorithm A3 is used for the authentication purpose. Now next is algorithm A5. A5 is used for the encryption purpose, and algorithm A8 is used for the generation of the cipher key. So these 3 algorithms that is used in GSM to provide the authentication and security. In the GSM standard, only the algorithm A5 was publicly available and A3 and A8 are secret. Okay, so algorithm A3 and A8 are secret, but they standardized with the open interface. Okay, they are standardized with the open interface to provide the authentication. Now algorithm A3 and A8 on their replacements are located on the SIM and in the AUC can be proprietary. Okay, so both of that algorithm is located on SIM and in AUC. So it defines the authentications and security. So as we have discussed the mobile call routing, so at that time I told you that MSC will check whether this customer is valid or whether the subscriber is valid or not. So that everything will be done through this authentication and security. So at that time they will use this algorithm to define that particular subscriber is authorized subscriber or not. Only A5 which is implemented in the devices has to be identical for all the providers. Rest of the two algorithms is private. Now here you can see how authentications is determined. So here you can see for the authentication purpose, AC that is a authentication center, MSC that is mobile switching center, and here your SIM is that is a subscriber identity module. So what will happen when the authentication will done? So when SIM card, when this organizations will going to define authorized customer or not. So every time at the authentication center and at the SIM side, what will happen? Authentication center will generate the 128-bit key, okay, and one random number that is also of the 128-bit key that is given to the A3 algorithm. Okay, that A3 algorithm is in AUC as well as in your SIM, and authentication center will generate one random number. That random number authentication center will use, and that random number also given to the SIM. So the algorithm that is stored in SIM will accept this random number, and again it is of the 128-bit, and the secret key K1 is also stored in the SIM card. So A3 will use these two different input and it will generate one SRES. That is what signed response. So at the SIM card side, one signed response is generated, and that signed response will be given to the MSC. Okay, and same signed response will be generated by the AC. Okay, and that authentication center will send this signed response to the mobile switching center. Now mobile switching center will compare both the signed response coming from the authentication center as well as from the SIM card. So when both this signed response is equal, then and only then the call will be established. Otherwise call will not be established. So like this way authentication will done in GSM. Now next is encryption. So what will happen when encryption is going on, when data is transferred? Once the call is established, so you should have to encrypt the data when they are going to transfer on the communication network. So what will happen at the authentication center side and at the SIM card side? So what will happen? Same, using the secret key K and using the random number. So both of the value that is given to the algorithm A8. So this A8 algorithm will generate the cipher key. Okay, so this random number that is sent by the authentication center to the SIM card. Okay, so first it will authorize it, and after that the same random number will be used to generate the cipher key. So here at the authentication center side, using the 128-bit key and 128-bit random number, and that two input is given to the A8 algorithm, and A8 algorithm will generate the cipher key at the authentication center side. Same way at the SIM card side, SIM card will generate this cipher key using the random number that is provided by the authentication center, and the 128-bit key that is stored in SIM card. So again it will generate the 64-bit cipher key. Both the keys are same because we are using the same random number. Now this key will be used for encryption and decryption purpose. So at the base station server side, base station system side, and as the mobile station side, both they use this A5 algorithm to encrypt and decrypt the data. So when data is going to be transferred from mobile station to the base station, so at that time it will encrypted using this cipher key that is generated by the A8 algorithm. And again at the base station side, it used the same key to decrypt the data. Same way when data is transferred from base station to the mobile station, same process is used. So like this way encryption and decryptions will be done in the GSM. Now next topic is GSM power control technique. So transmission power represents a key degree of that freedom in the design of the wireless network. Power control helps with the several functionalities like interface management due to broadcast nature of the wireless communication, then signal interfere with each other, energy management due to limited battery power in the mobile terminals or any handheld devices, and it also provide the connectivity management. So in such type of functionality, we need the power control techniques. So these are the different types of power control technique. One is a fixed power allocation scheme. Then second is the adaptive power allocation scheme. Then next is the canonical power control scheme. And then we will see stochastic power and binary power control scheme. So these are the 5 techniques that is available in GSM power control technique. Let's see about it one by one. Now first, fixed power allocation technique. In this technique, it keeps the power control to the target value constant regardless of traffic load. Okay, so every time power is fixed, whether very high traffic is there or whether very low traffic is there. So that power is constant. Then in second, adaptive power allocation scheme. The difference between adaptive power and fixed power lies in the dynamic power allocation. So based on the traffic situation, if the traffic is high, then power control is high, and if the traffic is low, then power is low. So it is a dynamic power allocation. Then canonical power control scheme, it is a broader class of the synchronizations and totally asynchronous power control algorithm that is known as the canonical algorithm. Now next is a stochastic power control scheme. It is the combination of fixed and adaptive power control. So two combinations of fixed and adaptive, that is known as the stochastic. That means the static as well as the dynamic power combination. Then next is the binary power control scheme. Binary power control is a power control with only 2 allowable power values. Usually P means 0 or power means 0 or power max 1. So binary power, that means it will represent 0 or 1. So that is a binary power control scheme. So these are the 5 power control scheme that is used in GSM. So summary of this lecture, we have learned about the authentication and security in GSM. We have learned 3 different algorithms that provide that authentication and security, that is A3, A5 and A8. And then we have learned the GSM power control techniques. Total 5 types of power control techniques are there. Okay, so this is all about this lecture. Remaining interesting topic we will cover in the next lecture. Thank you for watching. We will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.